Hello everyone, this is the God of 0,000, and I've got something to say. Before I was waylaid by Dragon Ball Evolution, of all things, I reviewed the movie Prey, and discussed one of the things a horror movie needs to be successful. Next I'm going to review another horror movie, a movie from the recent Man-Eater series. The reason I'm reviewing this particular movie is the same reason I reviewed Prey. The movie Croc fails to provide a necessary element in a successful horror movie. That's why I've got something to say about Croc. You done? Good. Now, as for the movie, watchable is the best thing I can say about it. I could really go off on the special effects or the acting, but honestly, there are only two things I want to get across in this video. So let's go through this as quickly as possible. I'm not going to discuss the individual characters in detail. There are quite a few of them, but suffice it to say that they're well drawn and acted well enough, just well enough to believe them. I'm also just going to give you the story's premise rather than going into specific detail. The basic idea is that a guy who owns a zoo in Southeast Asia is being harassed by a building tycoon. But the plot device in the shape of a giant crocodile, yeah, because that looks really big, turns their petty squabble into a war with each other and the deadly reptile. And just so you know, this movie trailer I made for it right now makes it sound a lot better than it is. That being said, though, one of the two things I have to say about this movie is actually very high praise. The token monster hunter, who actually survives this movie, if you can believe it, owns a riverboat that he uses to hunt down this particular crocodile. In one really well-written scene, he explains that the photos covering the inside of his wheelhouse were all of the Croc's previous victims. Probably the most powerful line in the whole movie is when the female lead asks who all the pictures are of. The token monster hunter responds, "They're all the ones who couldn't run fast enough." That's pretty deep. Be quiet, you. Anyway, the scene has a great payoff right before the credits roll. As the first couple of names roll by, the producer, the director, the leads, etc., you see the wake of the token monster hunter's boat. As it moves down the river, you see photos dropping into the water. They're the photos of all the now dead Croc's victims. It's a really emotional moment that, if the rest of the movie were up to par, probably would have made it one of the best movies I'd ever seen. But the movie has a lot of problems and you feel disconnected with the story, so it doesn't have the emotional impact it should. The main problem is why I took the time to do this review. Throughout the movie, the Croc only has the most minimal control over the action in the movie. Most of the time, the people are chasing the Croc, not the other way around. Suddenly, I'm seeing plastic sharks breaking the fourth wall. Anyway. Other than its initial public attack, the Croc only has two scenes where it's really in control. One scene where it attacks a beach house that's on stilts over the ocean. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the best scenes in the whole movie. And another scene where the Croc eats the two bad guys. Now, I got Croc as part of a triple feature in the Man-Eater series, and in two of these movies there was a scene with a monster and a dog. And I'll commend the Man-Eater series because, unlike pretty much every other monster movie, the dog makes it and the people get hurt. Finally! I even actually like the dog as a character, because even though his person was cruel to him, the dog still tried to warn him about the Croc. But other than those two scenes, it really didn't work. It's sort of the opposite of Godzilla Raids Again. The monster stumbles into a soap opera. And again, the people were hunting the crocodile. In the climax of the movie, there were two people on a completely safe ledge raining heavy firepower down on the poor lizard. I had more pity for him than the main character. So, Croc. Good movie, bad movie, somewhere in between. Well, it's closer to bad movie than anything else. I mean, When a dog and a proto-dinosaur are better characters than the people you have cast, it's about time to rewrite your script.